What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in. Today in this video, guys, what did Facebook just do? These are my Oculus goggles. Nah, they're just my swimming goggles. Guys, you know my cousin's Caleb Dressel. He likes to swim, so I guess it's in my blood. But I like to swim too. Not near as good as him, though. I'm super slow. But anyways, guys, what's going on with Facebook and Metaverse? Well, that's why I'm making this video, guys. In my opinion, I think we're going to have a big old catalyst for what's going on in the Metaverse, and I'm sure you guys are seeing a lot of these tokens pumping. I mean, just look at Decentraland or even Mana. That's the same thing, but that sucker is literally pumping nuts and ham. There are several other altcoins as well that are pumping, but mainly I want to make this video to just kind of give the general overview and kind of like what you should be looking for. Now, I'm going to be talking about all the Metaverse plays or some of the Metaverse plays that I'm looking at in the Discord. Links in the description below. But in this video, I kind of want to give you guys a general overview of what you should be looking for. The first thing in any of these Metaverse plays is, well, first off, in the Metaverse, you need to look for tokens that are actually doing something. There are a lot of them out there that are going to be speculative, and yes, there are some that can be good plays, just like make a little bit here and there. But the reason why Metaverse plays are going to be big is, let me explain it to you like this. I was a big gamer back in the day, and I played a game called RuneScape, and I played other ones as well, like Ratchet and Clank and all kinds of garbage, and wasted a ton of time doing them. But I'm just going to use the example of RuneScape. I remember, like, I would just spend days upon days upon days, literally going to the crafting guild, and I would mine the gold there, get all the gold, go sell the gold, just get the money, so that way I can go buy some armors. I didn't pay for the full membership, so the best armor I can get was like corrupted dragon armor. So it was like a piece of junk, but it was millions of dollars to buy this junk. And the worst part about it is it would just degrade and go to dust and whatever. But the point is that armor, that time I spent to go get that armor, when I was done playing that game, I couldn't bring it to another game. Those hours, actually days upon days upon days I spent getting that game, nothing. I couldn't get nothing from it. I was like, what the snap is this? Well, they have a token that, there's multiple tokens that do that, but a good example of one is Engine. Now, Engine is one of my favorite, like just all-time favorite gaming cryptocurrencies. I literally bought into that coin around 20 cents after I first got into cryptocurrency, and I was just like, I'm all in on it. Well, I didn't go all in, but I was like, I love this one. This is awesome because it solved a problem that I had when I was younger. Well, yeah, I guess that was like a year ago. I was playing, actually that was yesterday. I was playing RuneScape. I'm just kidding, guys. I haven't played RuneScape in years. I don't even remember how long. I just don't have time to. I just do cryptocurrency now, real estate, and all kinds of garbage. But the point is I saw the disruption in that. Now, let me just phrase it to you like this. Would you rather play a game you spend tons and tons and tons and tons of hours, not just hours, but days, playing these games to earn these items, or would you rather be able to, well, use that as your job? So instead of having to go to work, you can also play video games, use that as your job, make the money from that, and you can bring that into other games and play. That's what I saw Engine doing. Same thing with Sandbox and Decentraland. Those are a couple of plays. I'm also looking at some other ones as well. I'm going to talk about those in the Discord. I don't want to shill them here or talk about them here. A couple of options when you're investing in these Metaverse plays. There are the gaming sides, like strictly gaming, and then there's Metaverse, like playing around, like gaming as in like Axie Infinity. And then there's Metaverse, like social Metaverse, like with friends and so on. And how can you play this? Well, there's a couple of options. First, you can go into the picks and shovels. Picks and shovels would be like your Engine. Engine is basically making NFTs for several different protocols, and it allows you to take your NFT in this one game and sell it in, or sell it here, or bring it into another game, etc. It's basically composable NFTs. You can bring it elsewhere. Then they have other ones that are not as picks and shovel-y, if that's a word. It's something like Axie Infinity. where it's specifically on that game. If that game is successful, you do really well. Or even something like Illuvium. If that game is really successful, it'll do really well, but if it dumps, well, basically you'll get wrecked. And then they have other ones that are just like a general scope supporting the blockchain. So like, for example, your Solana or Matic, these are just like general, like supporting the blockchain of gaming and so on. This is not a direct exposure. And then the fourth one is something that invests in a basket of them, like YGG, Yield Guild Games. It actually picks out several different NFTs and different games, and it allows you to get exposure to each ecosystem. Sure, it's not going to pump as much, but it's also not going to dump as much. I mean, it's less. I mean, I'm not saying it's not going to dump or pump. What I'm trying to explain to you is like, you'll see, like, say for example, Decentraland go up 300%, and Yield Guild Games will probably go up like 100% because it doesn't have 100% exposure to Decentraland. So it just kind of gives you exposure to it, but not like massive exposure to the upside and downside. Whereas it's exponential with Sand, so and Decentraland and so on. And Decentraland is a good one. I like it as well. It's a larger market cap, so it's not typically going to move as much as some of these smaller picks. I'm not going to talk about these smaller picks on this channel. I'll talk about them in the Discord if people want to take on that risk as well. And a couple of them that I'm looking at, and I'll explain them to you as well, my thoughts. So again, TLDR is you want to look for ones that are first. You can look into the picks and shovels. Second, you can look picks and shovels like Engine Coin and so on. Second, you can look at specific ones like Axe Infinity or Illuvium and so on. Third, you can look into like not full exposure, but just like a general exposure to like a gaming blockchain. So something like a Matic, Solana, etc. Fourth is you can have like a diversified exposure. So something like Yield Guild Games, where it invests in several different gaming assets. There are other ones that invest in a basket of them. I'm just giving Yield Guild Games as an example because I kind of like them. They're kind of cool. I'm not invested in them. I'm going to make that like disclosure there right now. I'm not invested, but I'm just saying that that's an example. If you guys want to hear my picks, you know where to go. But anyways, guys, the Metaverse is going to be huge. Just look at Facebook. They even mentioned they were going to be spending billions upon billions. And now, just think of this. What if Facebook was like, okay, we can't buy Ethereum, but we really like this crypto project and what they're doing. We need to buy all the coins that we can for it. So you got to bet your buns that they're going to look at some of these smaller projects and look at acquiring them. I mean, just think about it. They have billions, almost a trillion. Dude, they got so much money, it's just running out of their ears. Just imagine them trying to speculate and acquire in the cryptocurrency market. Just grasp that, let that sink in, and then let the model of the Metaverse sink in. You guys see these, well, they're goggles. They are Oculus goggles. But check out this reality. You can literally, this is one of the crypto projects I'll be talking about, but you can go to a restaurant, or actually, I'm sorry, not go to a restaurant, but in a video game, you can go to a restaurant, you can order a burger, a taco, whatever you're ordering, and in real life, that sucker will be delivered to you. Or you can go to the mall in the Metaverse. You buy a purse, you buy a bag, buy a watch, whatever. You buy the stuff you want. Like, you know, I'm the type of the guy that I go to the grocery store and I'm like, oh, well, this is a good apple. Or, oh, this is good bananas. Oh, you're picking it? You can't pick it out. You never pick it out right. I'm the type of guy that's like, I only want to do it because no one picks it the way I want it or gets it the way I want it. And that's just me. I like to cook food, and when I'm cooking, I like to use the best stuff and try to pick out the best stuff. But the point is, now I can do this in the Metaverse. I can pick all this stuff, still do it from the comfort of my own home, and get those items delivered. It's just like mind-boggling. I mean, just think about that. And then on top of that, something like this. I can go to an office or even like have a setup where I can meet people on the other side of the world and act like I'm actually with them. And I know this is a bit dystopian, but still, it would be amazing. Like, say I'm in the army, I'm in Afghanistan or something. I don't know. I'm just battling in war, and I want to see my kids. I don't want to see no Skype junk. I don't want to see no picture of them. I don't want to talk to them on the phone. I don't have any kids, but if I did, I would be like, bro, I want to come hug them, hold them, etc. What's the closest thing I can get to that when I'm in Afghanistan? Well, what about some Oculus goggles? I put it on. Hey, son, it literally looks like he's here. And I'm literally in Afghanistan, and I can just be like, hey, what's up? And my son's like, hey, what's up, bro? Well, no, he's not like bro. He's like, hey, daddy. And I'm like, hey, son. And he's like, I love you, daddy. And I'm like, love you too, son. Anyways, it would be so cool. I mean, just think about that. So I'll be talking about the metaverse plays, but I think Facebook's going to be the catalyst for it. And I know a lot of people are talking about rotations into like Harmony One or any other chains. Yes, there are several other chains that are going to be popping off, but I think we're going to get a nice play in the metaverse. We're going to see a lot of appreciation in it. Yes, I'm still farming like on Fantom, still farming on several Cosmos chains. I'm farming over on Harmony One. But just wanted to make this updated video just like, hey, keep an eye on these metaverse plays. They started getting some traction. I mentioned it in the Discord back on October 27th. And, well, we're getting some attraction. Looks nice. Anyways, guys, thanks for tuning in. And if you guys enjoyed this video, go ahead and smash up that like button. If you guys hated this video, that's okay. We got a wisdom one-liner coming your way. This is the best part of the video anyways, in my opinion. Power stats are 15 versus 20. A wise son brings joy to his father, but a foolish man despises his mother. You know what? This is so crazy. I don't even pick out these verses. It's entirely random. But like, how ironic is it that we were talking about a father in Afghanistan wanting to see his son, and then read this. A wise son brings joy to his father. Now, I'm sure his son would be wise. I mean, you know, because little children are awesome, man. They never do anything wrong. And then when they do, they're like, yeah, I did wrong. I'm sorry. Like, I mean, just look at this. Like, I want to give you guys this example. This is a real world example. So we had a tenant at our house. He's probably going to be watching this video. But we have a dock at one of the rentals, and he was renting the house, and apparently one of the son's like friends, they were like messing around, jumping around on the dock, and they busted the dock. And what had happened was the tenant was just like, oh, you need to come fix this. Your dock's old. It's a piece of trash. It broke. And I was just kind of like, oh, well, we kind of just redid the dock 2 years ago, so I hope it's not that bad, but I'll come take a look at it. So I came, took a look at it, and I'm talking there with him, looking at it, and yeah, the dock's in the water, and it's like, oh, this isn't fun. And then the sun comes out, and I'm like, did you do this? And he's like, no, but my friend did, I'm sorry. So it was like, the tenant was literally telling me, no, it's just a busted dock, and the little kid just, I don't know. It's a funny story, but like, that's what I love about kids. They're honest. Always be honest, guys. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you guys in the next one. Sorry for the tangent. Y'all guys can also catch me on tweeters. It's at rent a home fast. Like literally at rent a home fast.